Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm just going to be talking about my CRL games and my performance. So, obviously, as you guys know, I didn't end up winning, and honestly, I'm quite disappointed, I would say, about that, because going into it, I really did think that I was going to win. I just felt really good. Sometimes you just have a feeling like, okay, I got this, like, this is my day. This is going to be my time. Like, you just kind of get a feeling, but sometimes you'll get a feeling like, okay, well, it's not meant to be today or something like that. But I really thought I was going to win today, but, you know, stuff doesn't always go your way and other things like that. And I just wanted to, like, talk about, like, what I think went wrong and other things like that. Because obviously some people are confused and wondering, like, how did I lose or, like, why did I lose and stuff like that. Which I understand why some people don't really know why I lost. Or, like, obviously you saw why, but you don't, like, actually know why I lost. Um, and no, there's not any excuses. Both people that beat me played better than me, deck picked better than me, that kind of stuff. So this is not like a video where I'm just making a bunch of excuses. Actually, I would say quite the opposite, to be honest. But yeah, so I was up against Agony King here, and Agony King was definitely the more weaker opponents in the bracket. I had already went down into the lowest bracket, but I wanted to showcase this match and the match where I got kicked out of the tournament, because I feel like in the first duel set, which I lost, which put me into the lower bracket, I was okay with that. I wasn't too upset about it because my opponent deck picked way better than me. Like, I felt like there wasn't gameplay issues in the first one, or like there wasn't like any mistakes that I really made, but in this one and the one after this, I felt like there was more like issues that I could touch on probably. So in this match here, I wasn't nervous at all because I came off of a loss, and it's either I win this or I'm kicked out of the tournament, which normally I think would make somebody nervous, but I wasn't really nervous just because of how stuff went. Like, I was out of the tournament. I would have been out of the tournament, but starting in the lower bracket, I didn't really expect to do much anymore anyways. I knew I could still, but starting in the lower bracket is never how you want stuff to happen. So wasn't like the greatest spot that I was in. Wasn't really too happy about that, but I wasn't like upset either because the person who beat me, he sandbox. If you guys were keeping like track of like how I was like doing in CRL, you would have saw that I was up against Sandbox in the first round, and he just deserved it, man. He deck picked really good and played really good. I lost 1-2, so I just had to win the first or the third game, but I got quite difficult matchups, but he also played well, so like even if I got the matchup, I don't know if I would have won. But here I was trying to make a bounce back, so I was up against Agony King here, and the match was going pretty well. I was up about 400 damage at this point, kind of just playing it slow, you know, not really wanting to be too aggressive, but also knowing that he has a bit of a better deck version than me because he has the Evo Bomber. Evo Bomber was such a pain for me in this matchup because I didn't really have any cheap cards to predict it, and obviously behind a P.E.K.K.A. it would kind of go crazy. Here, he went for it finally, so I just went for the E-Spirit to make sure that I only took one Bomber shot. I did end up taking a double bounce, which I didn't even realize until Ian told me after the game, like, bro, he almost came back because you did a double bounce, and I'm like, wait, what double bounce? And yeah, so he got two bounces right there, which actually brought him ahead in damage after going for those arrows. I did let that Ram Rider connect because I knew it was going to be all or nothing literally right here. I knew that I was just going to need to make one big push to come back on this right side, and I just took the Elixir advantage from letting the Ram Rider connect, and I just started up the Evo Wizard on the right side, and right here, I kind of had a feeling that I was going to win. I did go for the Ghost here on the left, and then I quickly voided on the Wizard, and this is kind of what set me up for a really nice attack. I went for the P.E.K.K.A., then I went for the Ram Rider on the right. Because I had the Evo Zap, if I didn't, I would have won on the left. So I just get a really beautiful Evo Zap here, stun everything 3 times, and then that P.E.K.K.A. actually dies. I don't know how that P.E.K.K.A. died so quick. I went for the Bandit, the Ghost, and the Ram Rider. His Dagger Duchess Tower was low on ammo, and the Ram Rider does actually sneak in and connect. I zap right there. Void doesn't fully kill the Ram Rider, so I Void here on that Bomber just to get it off the board because I knew he would pressure on the right side, assuming he's going with the Bomber, and he'd also need to block the Void, so killing that Bomber was beautiful, so I didn't have to worry about that on the counterattack. And then I just went Void on the tower again, and I knew I might have had to zap, but he didn't end up doing anything, so I just took it out with the Void by itself. And I did start up 1-0, so I was feeling a bit better, but not too great. So guys, in the second match here, I was obviously up against Agony King again with a nice 1-0 lead. I did go for this Royal Hogs Piggies Queen deck just because I'm very solid with it, and against this guy, every single deck in the entire CRL history, he's ran a beatdown deck except for one match. So I was just running decks that were solid against beatdown, but I actually saw a monk right there, and I'm like, oh snap, like he's gonna have RG Lightning, like a really good matchup. I just knew it because whenever I play ladder, this is the deck that he snipes me with whenever I'm playing Logbait. So just off of seeing that monk, I was 99% sure about what his deck was. So I wasn't really too happy about it, but I'm like, okay, if I play perfect, I can win. If I'm playing my game, I got this. So I just went for the piggies here in front of the queen, and I knew that I was a really solid pigs player, so there's nothing to really be too worried about as long as I play really good. Wouldn't be an easy matchup, but nothing worth anything comes easy, so just wanted to focus up and lock in. I did have both of my Evos here, so I kind of cycled my cannon here, kind of hopefully baiting him to go for an RG the bridge, which he doesn't, which was smart by him. Because I had the Evo Ice Spirit and the Evo Skeletons, I knew that I would be able to get a really, really nice, like, double Evo defense without using my cannons, so... And also doing that, obviously, I'd get a very nice positive trade, too. There was a bad lightning by him. I was confused by that lightning even now, so I just went for the Evo Skellies on the left, and that kind of just allowed me to get a very nice, cheap defense. And get very, very nice damage as well on the right side. And also, that was also making it so we're going opposite lane. And in a matchup like this, you really want to go opposite lane because to defend, you're going to need to do like queens to bridge, opposite lane, or just high queens in general to take out that RG before the lightning comes down or before the monk blocks it. So I cycled my queen in the back with that in mind, knowing that I would need to pressure him very hard. And he just goes for the lightning again, which is smart. But even though he has the perfect offense versus my deck, he doesn't really have the greatest defense. His defense is just Monk and Phoenix plus Log and Skeletons. He doesn't have like a Royal Ghost or a Bomber like most traditional RG decks do. So I kind of figured that out quickly, and I was just doing these high queens to bridge, being really annoying. And right there, even though my queen died, I forced out the Monk ability. So he wasn't able to RG with that Monk, because without the ability, his push is gone. No push, like no ability, no push basically. I just went for a high queen again, knowing he would have to lightning. Kind of a bad lightning. He should have tried to hit my ice spirit, but I kind of know why he didn't. He didn't want to wait too long and the RG take too much damage. Right here, I was quite worried. I went for the Log Skellies and the Evo Ice Spirit. Freezing that RG before it shot was so good, and then I got another nice cannon down. Looking back, though, I maybe should have put my cannon down in the middle, but I was a bit scared, to be honest. I just got a nice royal delivery here. Taking 2 hits wasn't the worst. I went for another pair of piggies here. Ian thought that I had overcommitted here, and I understand why he thought that. To be honest, I thought I may have too, but I did have the Evo Skeletons up next, so I was pretty sure that I'd be able to defend. I just went for the early cannon here. I went for the delivery, just making sure that the monk wouldn't get to my cannon, and I went for the Evo Skellies knowing he'd ability, and I did this beautiful log, did the Ice Spear, and then I did the cannon. That's why I Ice Speared before the cannon, because I knew I'd need it quickly later, and then I Royal Delivered again, got another Skeletons down, and just did an amazing, absolutely amazing defense. Couldn't really believe that I was able to pull that off, not gonna lie. So I got a nice Archer Queen in the back here. I knew he'd probably lightning, but if anything, like, it was possible he was gonna monk, but he didn't. So I went for the log, I went for the cannon. The reason I kind of saved my Ice Spirit unlike normal is because this time it was the Evo Ice Spirit. When the Evo Ice Spirit jumps, you do get very nice defenses, so I went for the queen here, I went for the ability, but the monk actually does what happened to Muhammad Light in CRL, and even though it's clearly on the RG, it was deflecting my queen, and right there I thought I lost, not gonna lie, so I went for the Ice Spirit. I let the E-Spirit walk all the way up, guys. I did the queen, I did the Evo Skeletons, and then I did the cannon to push that back, knowing that I would get completely destroyed if I waited for anything else, and then I went for the piggies at the bridge, went for the pre-log on the Skellies, popped the ability to keep the 3-card cycle, and right there, I feel like most people would have lost, but I let 1,400 damage go right in the moment, knowing that if I didn't, there would have been no chance for me to win because all of my cards would have died to that Lightning and that E-Spirit. Get the Earthquake on the Evo Skellies, and I actually managed to win the game. I don't even know how that happened, man. But I was so happy when I won right there. Alright, guys, so this is the duel that was quite upsetting. Sorry for any spoilers or anything like that, but I just want to be like 100%, I guess, transparent, if that makes sense. So basically, we started off with this nice Mega Knight deck against Gariko, the person who actually won the golden ticket. He's an amazing player, a good friend of mine too, so that's one thing that I dislike about competitive. I feel like more often than not, I'm going up against people that I'm friends with, which is so annoying. Just in terms of, like, I mean, I don't like facing my friends. Like, I feel like it sucks that, like, For example, if I've faced Ian in competitive, I think 3 times. Yeah, I faced him in competitive 3 times now, in 2 tourneys and 1 time in CRL, and it just never feels good. Like, whether I win or lose, like, obviously winning always feels good, but, like, it's not in, like, a sense where, like, I want him to lose. But temporarily, like, you're hoping someone that you always support loses, and it's just such, like, a weird feeling, I guess. Not that, like, you're wrong for feeling it, of course, but it's just a weird feeling. You go from kind of, like, supporting someone to hating on them, not for no reason. That's what makes it even weirder. It's not like something happened and you no longer support somebody. It's just, if that makes sense. I don't even know, man, but yeah. So I was up against Rico here in a really nice matchup for me. Like, we were expecting this deck right here. Like, not this deck, like these 8 cards in specific, but decks like this we were expecting to face. So that's why I feel like losing was so upsetting, because, like, it wasn't an issue on the matchup or anything like that. Like, I'm 100% at fault here. Also, those arrows, shouldn't have went for those arrows. Completely unnecessary, but I got a bit excited and I wanted the Prince to get to the tower. It wasn't even that bad, though, because if you see right here, I do get 2 ghost hits on the tower, which is super nice. So, good matchup. Had a great start. You know, what could go wrong, right? Very, very amazing. Couldn't really ask for anything better. I knew he had Evo Mortar, though, so I was playing really careful. Went for the early defensive miner. Was waiting for a prediction on the wizard. He didn't do it, so I just went for the wizard, and everything was looking genuinely perfect. Went for the Mega Knight in the back for the Skeleton King, you know. Looking really good. Had the quick ghost ready for the Goblin Gang. Went for the Evo Bats on the miner. And it seemed like I couldn't lose from here. Even the ghost on the right side, you know. 2 hits again. Like, everything was going perfect. He didn't even get any damage from the Skeleton Dragons. Like, I went for the Prince here. Maybe the Prince was a bit antsy, I guess, but I don't think it was that bad, to be honest, because then I went for the Wizard here, predicting the Evo Bats, and I hit them. Prince was not bad, because it went behind, took out, and then there, I got a really nice Mega Knight jump, and I'm like, how can I lose from here? Like, I won. I went for the Mega Knight here on top of the Cannon Cart. Very nice. Get a nice Wizard Splash as well. Took out that Mortar pretty much. Went for the Bats at the bridge here. He did get a nice Mortar hit, but who really cares about that Mortar hit? Here, I was tiny bit worried. Just went for the Ghost, went for the Evo Wizard. Got some very nice splash right there, and once again, like, everything was just perfect right now. Went for the Miner here to support the Ghost. Had the Evo Wizard going crazy. Was going to walk up and kill that Cannon Cart, and I was just playing passive, playing safe. I went for the Bush because I didn't want to risk getting caught with, like, a card in the back. Like, right there, he went for the Mortar, I think predicting my Prince, but I just wasn't risking it. Was playing very safe. Got a nice Wizard there on top of the Skeleton Dragons, taking them out. Actually, it didn't take them out, I guess. Scratch that, guys. Sorry about that. I guess I forgot a bit. I let those Spear Goblins on the left go as well. I just wasn't taking any risk. Somehow my Wizard lives and kills his Skeleton Dragons. I was a bit worried at that point. Right here, I went for this nice Miner, tanking for the Evo Mortar and also tanking for the Wizard too, which makes the Prince end up killing the Evo Mortar. Then just cycled my Ghost in the back as if nothing is, like, wrong. Up, like, 1,040 damage, you know. Went for the Mega Knight here, start up a nice new push. Went for the Evo Bats on top of the Spear Goblins here because I needed to save my arrows for the push. Went for the Prince. Went for the Evo Wizard. Getting some very nice arrows down right there. Keeping everything alive. Sent in the Miner. The Mega Knight actually is just going in. Prince kills the Cannon Cart. Just keep spamming right here because I'm up a ton of damage. Then I just get the Wizard down last second on the Mortar, and everything was looking perfect, man. He even had to go for the defensive Miner. I was up over 1,000 damage. I just go for the Prince here, and then this is where it all goes wrong. So I Mega Knight here. Mega Knight wasn't that bad, but this is where I lost. I went for the Miner here, but I don't know why I went for the arrows, man. I don't know why I went for the arrows. I knew I didn't need them. If you see, I have Evo Wizard in him, but then the Cannon Cart gets on, he arrowses, and I lost. Like, I actually can't believe it. I don't know why I went for the arrows there. I didn't need to go for the arrows. I just went for the arrows, I guess, because heat of the moment. I was excited. I thought I was about to win, and I just lost. So, completely won game. Just threw it away in the final 15 seconds. Like, all I needed to do was click arrows on Goblin Gang and just Wizard on the right. But for some reason, I kind of reversed the order, and I lost. So, that brought me to game number 2, but at that point, I really wasn't feeling good anymore. I was so frustrated that I lost because obviously, there's no excuse right there. We can 100% agree that I shouldn't have lost that, like, from that spot. That matchup is good, but, like, the matchup was won. Everything was done, and I just sold under the last 15 seconds or so, and it was just so frustrating. I feel like that's where the, I guess, experience comes into play. I feel like a lot of people forget that it's my first year actually playing competitive. I've never really played competitive before. This is my first year, so all of these people have much more experience than me. For example, Gariko has been playing competitive longer than I've been playing the game. Not that that's an excuse to lose a position like that, but I feel like a big issue of mine is lack of experience, but also like, because it's not like I lost because of being nervous. Like, there was nothing there about being nervous. Like, everyone's nervous when you play these. Even Muhammad Light's nervous. I asked him, like, if he's nervous too, and everyone's nervous when they play these. It's just more of, like, how you handle them, or, like, just small things like that. Like, and I think my part is lack of experience. Because I feel like that's where experience comes into play, like, in those last 15-20 seconds of games. Like, you never really see, like, people who have been in those positions many times fumbling those positions, but for me, I'm never really in positions like that, because I mean, this is only my first year playing competitive. This competitive season has only been going on for about 5.5 months, so I've only really been a competitive player for 5.5 months, so I feel like I'm doing really well for the amount of time I've played, but I've also put in a lot of time, like an effort to practicing to be a competitive player this year, and I've been doing quite well. I mean, I got 4th in CRL, I got 6th this time, and, you know, I even won a whole tournament. Some people have been playing competitive since like, I guess, like 2019, 2020, even 2021, and they've never actually won a full competitive tournament, and I've already won that. Like, I won that in the first few months of the year, which I was super happy about that and stuff like that, but I just think that, it wasn't like a gameplay issue. It wasn't like a nerves issue right there. I just think it was a full lack of experience. Like, at first I thought it was like me being an idiot, but I talked to some friends and some people, and they just told me, like, this is where, like, experience comes into play, because these people have been doing this for years. I've only been doing this for, like, less than a year myself, so I guess just need to be more experienced, because the gameplay was there, right? Like, I was up the whole game, played extremely well, and I just made one small decision-making mistake in the final seconds. And in this match, this is the only part that really matters. I went for the E-Spirit Phoenix, and then I went for the Fisherman here, guys. And this one, I couldn't believe it, man. I was like in like awe when this happened. I went for the log, I went for the E-Spirit, guys, and look, it goes up instead of backwards, and all those skellies spawn, so I don't kill them, and I lost the game again. When I was completely winning once again, man. That one, I think, was more of just a being graveyard moment, but yeah, man, I lost. And I feel like it was all backbone off of the first game, because maybe if the first game didn't happen like that, well, first of all, I would have been able to play game number 2, or 3, sorry. So even, like, being unlucky in that game, I would have at least went to the 3rd game, but if everything went according to plan, obviously I would have won that 2-0, but I didn't. Stuff happens, I guess. Like, everything's, like, meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. So I would like to thank you guys for all of your support the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even just in general. I really appreciate it, man. Sorry to let you guys down and not win. I tried, but stuff didn't go my way. Maybe next time I'll do better. I'll try my best, and I'll put in all the effort and work to make sure that I do better next time. And just thank you for all the support. It does mean a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next video.